Good afternoon, traders. It's Friday, February 6th, and it's 2:46 p.m. Let's review our trade setups we had for today. So we're looking at Trend Spider with the overlaid dark pool trades. These ones came in today, so you can see that here. They don't go all the way to the left, so that you can tell that they were in there today. So Amazon died here on earnings. You can see this big purple candle. That's painful. And today, look at the size of this candle. And look at the volume. There were massive trades on Amazon. Let me zoom in here. 627 million, 209.23, 247 million, 206.23, 269 million. So you can see this consolidation that's right here. So all of these came in today, and the benefit of using this indicator is when it actually comes in within 60 seconds of the trade hitting the tape, it shows up on your chart. Very exciting. So it's like, well, where do we go from here? And if you watched my morning video, we did see that down here was right here was a tag of an old print. But anyway, we were bullish above 206 and a quarter and bearish below 199. So we were mapping this out very early, right about here. So we wanted to get below 199, and that didn't happen. So 206 and a quarter. Let's see what happened here. This one, we did get some prints up here, and then we pulled back. We broke above 206 and a quarter, and then we got up to a high here about 211. Well, actually, I had it 211.27, high of the day, 211.26, 1 penny off of my target was the high of the day. So anyway, we see this here. The print probably came in here. Look at this blue candle. I've got this indicators of the volume size of the candle is represents down here, so you can see that. And then this is higher volume. That's probably the candle that this trade came in on. But we pulled back, gave it a second test, and then we had this breaking down below. But where is it going? Going to retest the prints, and then we came back up, and let's see if it's going to hold. We might test this here, or let's see if it'll make a higher high. But this is interesting here that we've got so much volume here today. We can come up potentially as 4 exponential moving average. That's the only one that I have on this chart. I'll be adding a couple others. I wanted to keep it very clean because you can trade with just the dark pools. You can have regular market structure, and you can see this support, resistance, supply, demand. You can see that and draw your lines if you wanted. But the institutions manipulate the price, right? They get in for quarters, months, years even. And when I showed you the prints this morning, we had to go back a year and see where the largest ones were. And so that's really important when we're looking at that. So we can come back up here, maybe 216, 220, potentially turn back around. We'll see. But we need some sort of confirmation here. This is the day of over $1 billion in prints. So this needs to marinate for a little bit. So anyway, long story longer. That was a fairly decent trade. It was $5 on that on the upside. So just watch this here. Let's move on to Stellantis, STLA. Okay, so Stellantis, terrible news. Do you think they knew that was coming? Look at this. If we go back, they were selling back here in January. Now you don't really know that. You make the assumption, but 4 million, 13 million, whatever, it doesn't take a lot to move this stock. So we had this large print here January 8th, and then we had this large print here January 9th, and this was a lot of volume, but then this didn't occur. This didn't hold. We closed below this candle here, and so this just continued down. Now we got more prints, and it went sideways for a couple days here because we had another $6 million here. Notice how this is riding the 4 exponential moving average. That's bearish there. But then we got some more prints here. 4 million, 1 million, 2 million, and we went sideways. Got this other print. Shot up. This looks like a fake out, right? Increasing volume, but you've got a big wick on top. Closed below the print, right? This here is still resistance. And then we up thrusted huge volume. Well, not huge, but look at the candle, and we closed below all of the prints. So you have this consolidation, the retest and the break below. So that is a good shorting opportunity in that case. And so, but anyway, this was a massive drop, 950 all the way down to a low of 678 on that. So anyway, let's look at the trade. We were bullish above 8 and bearish below 720. So the 720, this one occurred pre-market here, got down to 7. It actually dropped a little bit below. We got to 678. And I should have mentioned, because it's such a cheaper stock, I went 727 and then 650. I should have done 680, right? Because this is a low value stock, the 20-cent levels are quite important. That's a fifth of a dollar, right? So anyway, this would have been a 20-cent capture here as far as the way that I've mapped it out. Now, when these ones came in, kind of just up thrusted, but we're hanging on to these prints. So we need to wait a couple days and see what's actually going to happen. There is this massive volume. It could be seller's exhaustion. We opened, tagged the 4 exponential moving average, and pushed back off. So you see this theme. That's why I use it all the time. I use the 4, the 8, and a couple others if you're watching my other videos. All right, so anyway, starting this week, we have a Dark Pool Weekly newsletter. So please sign up, the description below. And what we wind up doing is we find a whole bunch of stocks. We teach a little bit about the dark pools, how to trade them. And we have some setups, bullish above, bearish below, right? Because we have the splash. So it'd be great to hear from you guys. Just click the link, subscribe. You'll get some emails throughout the week. And Sunday will be the very first one. All right, so please like, share, subscribe, do all of that great stuff, and check your inbox. All right, happy trading, everyone.